Okay, preservation. Unrestored cars. This is very cool. This is a 1971 Chevrolet Corvette LS5 coupe owned by Chris Mazzilli from New York, New York. Okay, you've heard of LS6 Chevelles. That's the 450 horse motor. This is the slightly detuned motor. You couldn't get air conditioning with the big motor. You could with the LS5 454. So this is a big block Corvette. We have a 71, which is given away by the Gills under the Stingray name, which was unique for 71, I believe in 72, if I'm not mistaken. Just those 2 years. Those are optional wheel covers, which I look back on those, and they were more like almost like luxury car wheel covers, yet they looked so cool on a Corvette. And they're heavy, and it's especially neat to see them on a car. They're also very, very complicated from the standpoint of not only cleaning but restoring. Just a really, really cool car. Again, all original, unrestored 1971 Corvette. Great car. Thank you so much for bringing it. Congratulations on your award. Great car. In the full classic category, again, cars recognized by the Classic Car Club of America. This is a 1936 Packard 1401 convertible coupe owned by Tom von Zaberen, am I saying that correct? From Cambridge, Massachusetts. This is the, I love Packards. I can stand up here and talk all day about Packards. This is the Super 8, or the 8. This is the big chassis 8. This is not, believe it or not, the top of the line Packard. You still had a 12, a V12 to go to. Packard continued to produce a V12 until 1939. Packard also, at this point in time, divided their series into both junior and senior cars. You had a Packard 110, a 120, which were the bread and butter cars that were keeping the doors of the company open. Then you had the big cars, the Super 8 or the 8, like you see here, and the 12, which were known as senior Packards. They represented about 5% of total production. So you can see not only how rare they were at that time, people were beginning to lose interest in giant, expensive luxury coach-built automobiles, although this, believe it or not, is a factory body. You could walk into the Packard dealership and buy this car sitting on the showroom floor. Something else, you see the rumble seat design, which of course was starting to lose interest. Cars were becoming closed. There were concerns about safety, but one of the cool things about this car, just ahead of the rear wheel, you see that little door. That was for your golf clubs. So this was designed for the country club set, person of some wealth and some substance, and just a stunning, stunning automobile. Congratulations on your award. And once again, in unforgiving black. Take some extra time to clean it, right? Yeah. I'm kind of excited to see this next car up close and personal. Especially if I can find it. This goes to the Hemmings Classic Car Award. This is chosen by Richard Lentinello from the Hemmings staff. I saw this car and I'm very smitten by it because I love Imperials. You notice I didn't call it a Chrysler Imperial. It's because it was not a Chrysler Imperial. In the 50s, and I think 55 or 56, Chrysler decided to separate the Imperial division from the Chrysler division, and it was a separate make and model car through 1969. This was an Imperial that was designed by Elwood Engel. If that name rings a bell to you, and you take a good look at that car, doesn't it look a bit like a Lincoln Continental? Elwood Engel was the designer at Ford Motor Company who designed the 1961 Lincoln Continental, which was a really watershed automobile. Slab sides, box, square, in an era when everybody couldn't help themselves but be flamboyant in the design of an automobile. Elwood Engel designed that car. After Chrysler fired Virgil Exner, who was the king of flamboyance himself, here they hired Elwood Engel. Elwood Engel designed the Chrysler Turbine car, which if you take a good look at it, it looks very much like a Thunderbird. And this particular car, of course, has the looks of a Lincoln Continental with the slab sides. So he was the designer of this car. This is an all-original, unrestored car. It's an Imperial Crown, which was the top-line car at that time. You heard me comment earlier about the triple-line white walls on the Riviera. This car has them as well. They're especially unusual, and they are period correct to the car. I thought this was just an absolutely gorgeous, stunning automobile, and so happy to see it preserved in such beautiful condition. Very, very nice car. Congratulations on your award. Okay, the next award is presented by Mike Nesser. This is the Hemmings Motor News Award. And I don't have anything on that, guys. It's an International Civil Defense truck. That part I can figure out. But what, 1957. Today the company is called Navistar. At this time, International Harvester, believe it or not, was a player in the light and mid-duty truck market as well. So you could go into the dealership and purchase a Chevy pickup, a Ford pickup, a Dodge pickup, but you could also go into the IH dealer and pick up a mid-duty, mid-range duty, or a pickup truck at that time from International Harvester. This particular vehicle is an S120 is the model. It's a four-wheel drive, again, somewhat unusual in the mid-50s, panel van, which served as part of the Civil Defense Rescue Service in Southbridge, Massachusetts. It is fully equipped with the complete inventory list from that time, from rescue tools to Geiger counters to toe tags for corpses. It is a stark reminder of the duck and cover days. Just a cool vehicle, and something especially neat to see, of something we would not typically see restored. And very glad to see such a vehicle. We don't need them, so to speak, anymore, but also nice to see such an unusual and interesting vehicle that's been restored and saved for history. Great vehicle. Congratulations, guys, on your award. Okay, our next award is presented by Chasing Classic Cars, Wayne Carini. Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, Wayne, on Velocity. How much is that worth? Okay, good. This is Howard and Roz Kroplick from East Hills, New York. This is Tucker, a Tucker 48 from 1948. This is car number 1044. This particular car is the 44th built. There were 51 Tuckers built, one prototype car known as the Tin Goose, and 50 production cars. That's what Preston Tucker needed to produce in order to get permission, of course, to move forward. Tucker was a man way ahead of his time. This was an experimental automobile, which he was essentially put out of business by the big three because they eliminated his ability to get supplies and things like that. They were built in Willow Run, Michigan, in a former World War II bomber factory. Very revolutionary design at the time. Safety was on his mind. They had padded dashes. The windshield of the car popped out in the event of an accident or a rollover. The doors were tucked up into the roof for both safety and a rollover, but also from an aerodynamic standpoint. Underneath the front of the car is the trunk. This is a rear engine car. The engine that's in this vehicle is a helicopter, air-cooled helicopter engine that had its roots in the Franklin Automobile Company. Again, a very, very modern and progressive thinking automobile, but unfortunately, Tucker was found not guilty far too late in the program, and his dream never made reality. But interestingly enough also, of the 51 cars that were built, 47 of them still exist today. They're highly coveted, and they're incredible pieces of automobile history. And Howard and Roz, thank you so much for bringing the car today. Congratulations. And if I neglected to point out, that was Wayne Carini's choice. I might have mentioned Wayne presenting the award, and then I didn't say what the purpose was. That was like my choice earlier of the Studebaker Coupe Express. This was Wayne's pick of the day, which is kind of a neat thing to be able to get to do that. Next car. Okay, this is the Hemmings Muscle Machines Award, special award, and Terry is presenting the award from Hemmings. Got to take a look at this car, walked past it. Incredible automobile. The restoration on this car. This is a 396 Chevelle, big block Chevelle. First year offered was 1967 on this particular car with the big block. You notice the hood blister on this car, which tells you that it's an L78. This is the big block, or the big Honcho 396 engine. There were only 612 of these that were produced in 1967. The restoration on this car, if you didn't get a chance to look at it up close, is absolutely magnificent. This particular car did not have its original engine. The engine and the motor were reunited on the car in 2007 after being separated for 38 years, and we all know the value of an automobile that the numbers match, so that you have the engine which was born with the particular car. I didn't hear that part. They found the engine first and then went about finding the car to match the engine. That might be a little bit backwards, but I give you all the credit in the world for doing it, because it would seem to me it would be a little easier the other way around. But the fact that you found the two at all is in fact remarkable. Thank you for doing so. It's a wonderful restoration too. Great car. Congratulations on your award.